I bit my fingernails, despite the fact that they were freshly painted a bright turquoise color. It was my stepdad Sam's favorite color, and mine too. That was one of the many things we had in common. Another thing we had in common was the unborn baby I was carrying inside me. I sat in my car outside his house and cradled my round belly. It had been at least a month since I started to show, and a few months since I had last seen my former stepdad, my beloved Sam. I just couldn't get up the nerve to go inside and tell him. I should have told him sooner, I know. It was just so hard to talk about something I wanted so badly when I knew full well he could be upset with me. Would he want and support our child? Would he still be my stepdaddy after all this? I wondered if he even knew I was pregnant. Word gets around the family pretty fast, but very few relatives knew, and if they did, they certainly didn't know who the father was. No one had asked me, and I assumed no one had told him. Everything seemed like it was business as usual. It only made me even more nervous that I hadn't received any shocked phone calls from him, or any phone calls at all. Was he ashamed of our sexual relationship now? It all started on a little stepfather-daughter camping trip that happened while I was on one of my college breaks. We were supposed to improve our bond, the one that had been strained ever since he divorced my mother and moved out of our family's home. Well, we bonded a little too well. We were hiking along the creek trail, out in the woods. It was a beautiful day. The sunlight filtered through the leaves above our heads, leaving spots of brightness dancing over the rocks and bushes down with us on the ground. It was warm out, and I was sweating hard. So was my daddy. Nonchalantly, he took his soaked t-shirt off and hung it over a branch. I gaped. He had always been a bit of a hottie, but I never really got a good look at him half naked before. I'd only ever admired his broad smile, high cheekbones, and dark hair that remained free of gray hair even as he got into his 40s. Under his shirt, though, he hid sexy secrets. I knew he worked out, but the rippling abs he revealed were not what I expected to see. I didn't expect how much I would be aroused by him standing there breathing in the summer air either. Something about the way the perspiration dripped from his brow down onto his broad, strong shoulders made me tingle down below. I couldn't help it. I leaned against a tree, trying to forget my sudden, strange feelings. "It's a pity it's so hot out," he said, smiling at me. I smiled back. "It makes me want to go for a dip in the creek." "Why don't you, Aubrey? I think I will." He bent down to unlace his hiking shoes. "My swimsuit is back at the tent," I grumbled. I wanted nothing more than to get in the water, have a good time, and forget about my embarrassing lust. "I don't have mine either. You don't need one. I'm your stepdad, it's not like I'm looking." He winked. I rolled my eyes, annoyed at both his impudence and also the fact that he wasn't looking at me like I was him. "Yeah, whatever, Daddy." "Suit yourself." I watched in shock as he started to take off his pants, stripping down to his tight, black briefs.